Hey, we gotta get that one intro song.
Okay, we've got Bonica Brown,
Intro song.
84 plus kilo, 11-time world champion. You had a tough day out there today. Do you want to just tell us what went into the decision on your deadlift?
Well, it was to get more kilos for the total, honestly, and had faith that I could do it. But of course, I got people on the jury that don't like Americans or me specifically. So of course, I'm going to get red lighted and overturned.
Well, how are you feeling to start today? Because you started off with a world record squat. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you broke your own world record.
Twice.
Twice.
I did it twice.
So you must have been feeling strong to start today.
Yeah.
And then how did it go after that?
Well, the way that this competition is set up, it's not set up to take care of the athletes, honestly. Like, it's 8 people. It sucks. It's just like everybody can say, yeah, it's easy. I'm like, nah, once you get into our shoes, it's not. We were done in less than 2 hours, so an hour, 45 minutes or so. Hour 50?
So the speed of the competition.
Oh, yeah, it totally sucks. And the IPF don't take care of us.
At what point in the competition did you feel the speed of it taking an effect on you?
I was fine. Because granted in the gym, I'm used to the heat and sweat and dying, so I'm like, okay, but then it's just like, dude, I can see it's affecting other people also. And obviously I'm not scared to say anything that this sucks ass. Looking at the men, of course, our guy Jesus, he had to pass his third. I'm like, I agree with you, bud. It's going too fast. You lifting a lot of weight. It's hot. But me, I knew I could do it. I was all right. But it's just I think it's funny how this competition, the athletes were not taken care of. I love the Sheffield, how we were taken care of there. Got 12 athletes versus 8 and, proper, disassemble time on the platform, give the referees a break, and this is just let's just get the hell as fast done as possible and we don't give a shit about you. That's basically the truth. That's my opinion and I don't care. I know other people say, no, they will not say the same thing. But, I'm the only one that's going to say it. No one's going to back me up. But they feel it.
So to get on a positive note temporarily, so squats obviously were really great.
Yeah.
We saw the openers, and I'm like, wow, 270. We know something's going down. So then you chipped the world record squat on your second, and then other people went for it.
Yeah.
And pushed it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I knew I had more in me.
Yeah, of course.
Because of training, videos I don't post.
Oh, by the way, you're going to post it eventually. So,
yeah, I'll post.
So what was your squat and training this cycle?
The heaviest I did was 280 for 2 sets of 2.
Oh, wow. That's, yeah. So then you didn't chip it the second time around. You went and actually just pushed it.
Yeah, I pushed it. Yeah, I knew I had it. Yeah.
First off, 289.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
The only thing that was missing is I wanted a repeat of Nationals a couple of years ago when you retook your squat record after Amanda Martin took it.
And say that's my record. It depends. So when I yell or grunt or whatever, it's just what comes out at that time. But I don't know, we were going fast and I was just more focused thinking of cues from Eddie Cohn of just open up, back tight, chest up. Just keep it up. I was just focused, and I was thinking of my other Omaha barbell crew around me. I was even thinking of the Czech Republic crew because I honestly missed them at this competition. Why weren't they here? So I was thinking of other people around me just encouraging me and whatnot, and just get that squat up. So I'm happy with
are you very proud of your performance on squats?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Now, we went to bench, and you hit your first, you hit your second, took 2.5, and the third wasn't just
I don't know. It just died. I don't know why.
It's still, what did you hit at Sheffield on bench?
It was only 147.5.
So you still hit 5 kilos more.
Yeah.
Here. How was bench just in training?
I've done more. But like I said, this freaking pace sucks. And I'm on repeat. They just want to wham, bam, thank you, man, be done, get us going. And I don't care, it's true. So it's just it just sucks that knowing you have to constantly train, to be done in an hour and 45 minutes, hour 50 or something redonkulous that we did. What? It's okay, look, it's 6, I don't know. Okay, maybe it was 2 hours, something minutes. I don't know what it was. But we started late, so that's what screwed me up. So what, 2 hours? 2:15? I don't know. It was fast. Who cares? Yeah.
So obviously there are certain things about this competition that you don't like. So
Of
we
course.
went over the two main ones, but just in general, besides for you, I mean, this was, I would say, probably one of the most exciting. Forget about 84 plus. Just in general, battles like ever.
Across all weight classes, yes, there was lots of battles. Yes,
meaning
agreed.
squat the world record got broken 4 times on squat.
Yeah.
Bench, there was 1 attempt, but nobody cares about bench. Deadlift, it got broken another bunch of times, a bunch of pulls. So just in general, like, what are your feelings like towards this class? For the last while, you've basically had this class, and there was no one pushing you at all, and like it was just like, okay, here's the 84 plus, and you get to see the Bonica Brown show, and that was all it was. Now, like even let's say you had gotten those lifts. There were other lifters there that were like putting up like incredible performances.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts of the weight class as it is right now?
It's cool. They're coming after me. It's cool. It's great to have competition and whatnot. I'm fine with it.
So
It just sucks that I just have referees and officials that are against me like, F you. Man, we can get rid of you a different way.
So are you looking forward to rematching with all these ladies?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So what? When's Nationals? What, March? February, March, yeah. So I ain't doing anything till then. So I guess that's my next competition.
Okay.
I just want to talk a little bit more about the deadlift and just, what type of adjustments you were trying to make in order to get an attempt in.
Well, the second attempt, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go out there and do it again. I'm like, oh, okay, you don't like that either. Oh, of course, jury. Of course you're going to overrule. No, of course, well, got one. See, I think it's funny the saying, all you need is 2, it's out the door. If you see 1 red light, you're going to freaking have a heart attack. So it's like, oh, jury, you're just going to overturn it now. That's like basically everybody. But I'll get there. And then when it came to third, I'm like, I'll go out in style. I'll just go out and do conventional. Because obviously you don't like my frickin' sumo. I'll try conventional. I'm like, yeah, I can pull sumo and conventional. Just people don't know it. I just don't show it. But like, yeah, I can do it. I haven't done it in a while, but I did it. I'm proud I pulled it off the ground.
And you also change your shoes, right?
Yeah, because I know because with a heel, it's a better angle for me for hip hinge and whatnot to pull it off the floor. So I just had to quickly change my shoes, and I don't need a belt for conventional, so I was fine. So that's why I was out there different. Yeah, conventional, hell no, no to belt.
So
I don't know how people do it.
So is there anything that you're gonna do different, like with you and Shell, in order to make your comeback after this?
Honestly, training was great. It's the IPF making us have 8 people. That's what's like, look at like how many supers didn't get their attempts on their seconds? 4 or 5 of the men. And I bet you if they had a longer break, they could have gotten their attempts. For all I know, I'm just, like, of course I'm going to favor Jesus. Okay, I love you, buddy. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I'm speaking for everybody, like all athletes. When I know there's something wrong, it's just like, no, I'm going to fight for everybody. And I will voice my opinion. I'll probably get disciplined for it, most likely.
But
Probably.
is there anything that you think that you can clean up on your deadlift?
It's just honestly having a longer break. That's the difference. That's the difference. I can't change it. I can't change the pace. So I just went with a Hail Mary. I'm like, let's see if I can do it conventional. Because you don't like my sumo.
Do you think that you can open lighter, maybe?
Well, that was the game plan, but then we want to just get more kilos, separation. That's all. Oh, well.
Okay,
I'm not sad. I'm not crying. If I was like really upset, I wouldn't be talking on this.
Yeah, no.
And I'd have crocodile tears. I had crocodile tears. Last time I had big crocodile tears was World Games. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you've gone through a lot. You had a spectacular performance at Sheffield. There's ups and downs, and you still come in here, and you're still bubbly, and you're still gonna
just more sass.
And you're still gonna put on an outfit and go to the banquet and have a good time.
Yeah, I don't have
tonight.
to be. Yeah, I don't have to be peer pressure to go to this banquet. The World Games one, I didn't want to go to.
Yeah.
But I sucked it. That one I sucked. I'm like, this one, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I don't care. I'll just be sassy. Everybody sees the sassy or bubbly. This is what people at the gym have to deal with.
Well, I love your
Hi,
attitude.
Dalton.
I love your attitude. I love your ability to put this behind you, even though you've had like a roller coaster kind of the last 12 months or so. And we're very proud of the person that you are, Bonica, and you've inspired a whole generation of lifters. And you're 11-time world champion, and we know you'll be 12th time eventually. So we'll get back here next year.
Yeah, all it's like I said, the only thing that was just different was the pace. Like that's just what the deciding factor is. It's like nobody understands until you're put into our shoes. Like there's no AC here, everybody. There's no AC, so we dying and sweating bullets. You know, I was gonna say something else. I forgot. Oh well. Well,
we look forward to seeing you out again, Bonica. And with that, we're gonna let you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peace out. Is it dope? Oh.
All right, we got the super heavyweight champion of the world, Jesus Olivares, and his game day coach, Saria. And first thing, congratulations on your world championship, champ. How's it feel? Is this the third one?
Yeah, this is number 3. It feels, I think like what I was thinking about what to say like during deadlifts, right? Because like that's kind of been the question that I've been talking to with Surreal like all week, was just like how training has gone coming into this meet, and just and I think like what I settled on was Like that's not everything I have, but it was everything I had on the day. You know, like I didn't really, coming into Worlds, like I didn't really try to push anything. You know, we just kind of knew the objective, just win, stay healthy, and walk out of here injury free. You know, which we did. We secured championship number 3. I feel pretty good. You know, like aside from some like cramping and stuff like that, which is pretty minor. So I think it was a pretty successful day. Obviously, like this is like not what we did at Sheffield, you know, and that's always something as an athlete where you want to be consistent, you know. But from my perspective, this was a way better performance than last Worlds. You know, last Worlds I did 10:20, and I was beat up out there, like just fighting for my life. And to be out here, despite like the short periods, you know, I was having fun. You know, I wasn't questioning myself if I wanted to continue with the meet. You know, like I was, you know, like I'm healthy. You know, I'm gonna just go out there and leave on the platform everything I have. And it was a very, we know what happened. You know, 3rd championship. It was like I think a 97.5 kilo difference. So not our 100%, but nonetheless, it was a pretty decisive victory.
And who are the people that you like to thank, Jesus, that helped you this week?
First and foremost, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I say this like full-heartedly just because like it's easy to fall off the wagon, you know, like when you're in my position as a person, you know, but I'm somebody who strives every single day to not necessarily be like the world's strongest lifter, but a good man. You know, like that's really all I want in life is by the time I'm, 6 feet under, when people are at my funeral, like I want them to say Jesus Olivares was a good man. So that's just kind of who I want to like thank first. And then secondly, Saria, she was there every single step of the way. And it's kind of funny because every single time that she goes with me internationally, like she's just like any hiccup that she has, like the Worlds or Nationals before, like she just works so hard to like just be there the best she can and just support me in ways that like, and thanks to Will too, he was taking care of me with attempts and timing and everything. And then Saria was like making sure I was on top of my water, like snacks throughout the meet. She was wiping the sweat off my forehead. She was keeping me dry and cool, like it's not much, but to me it means everything. And then thirdly, my coach over there, Mr. Franzo, me and Joey have been, it's kind of crazy when we put it like this because I think this is like year 4, year 5, something like that. We've been together for a really long time, and it's just we've come from such a long way. Side question, but anyways. So it's just I want to give Joey a lot of credit because he's been a mentor to me in this field. Like there's so many intricate details like behind powerlifting and fitness that Joey's just kind of led through example, and he's a good guy and I love him. Joey, he's been a very important part of my life. And then after Joey, it's just my family because they're my source of power. They're when I'm questioning myself, like how much deeper I can pull out. They're like that little jolt of electricity that just gets my eyes all teary-eyed. So it's like these people to me like mean everything. It's like God, my Lord and Savior, like Saria, like she's my backbone. Joey, he's my friend, my mentor, and then my family. So it's like this is pretty much the only people that I really talk to on a day-to-day basis, and then they're the only people that invest in me and that I invest back in them. So it's like in a way, I owe them a lot of credit. So,
and just reflecting back, it hasn't been that long since you got your first world championship, and then how do you think you've evolved as a lifter and a person? And looking back onto now having your third world championship, and how does it feel different from the first?
I think you said it perfectly on our pre-meet interview where you said, like, I'm a veteran, like I'm somebody who prides himself on being able to learn and move forward and just continue to evolve mentally, because it's like, that's how I felt out there. I remember like my first Worlds, like it was really easy to Actually, I think that's kind of cap. I don't think I've ever really been like jittery on meet day. Never mind. I'm hyping myself up for no reason. But I just think I've learned from every Worlds moving forward, you know, every Sheffield. Like, there's just little things that you just cannot emulate in a regular training session. Like, there's just no way you can simulate a world-class environment at IPF Worlds in a gym. You know, like, there's no way that you can just, like, emulate a ref having a bad day or 6 to 7 minutes between attempts. Like, it's kind of hard. I mean, you can do it, you know, like, you can set yourself on a timer and, you know, over time I think you can adapt. But yeah, man, I just try to take as many lessons as I can and continue moving forward.
And speaking of just maturing as a lifter, you made the choice not to take your third squat. Mm-hmm. And just tell us, what was that decision about?
It just felt way too hard for me to even, like, move forward, you know. And I was talking to my coaches in the back, and it's just, there's really nothing on the line for me to, like, muster the gusto to go out there and attempt anything more than 455, you know. Like, that was like a 7 to 8, you know. That's what our third would have moved like, you know. So the fact that the second attempt was just that difficult, you know, fortunately for me and my team, we're in a position where I didn't have to. You know, I didn't have to. So I just think that was a smart decision because, like, we have bigger fish to fry, you know. We have Sheffield in February, and I think Pete said we had 24 weeks. So I'm probably going to, like, chill out for, like, the next 4 weeks. And then once that 20th week hits the mark, like, it's locker room vibes, baby. We're just locking in, and I think there's something crazy that we're going to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a real sign of maturity because right when you walked off the platform, you motioned to the coaches, like, that's it, let's shut it down. And I think, you know, maybe a younger or more immature lifter would have felt the vibes from that crowd and felt like, hey, I got to go all out and then possibly risk injury. And so I think it was a really smart and wise decision out there that you didn't take that third. And just throughout the day, I mean, just observing, like, you definitely seemed like an OG veteran in there, like you were handling business. So, yeah, was there any other decisions that you made throughout the day that maybe don't show up on the stat sheet, but that kind of, like, are an embodiment of that new sort of veteran version of Jesus?
I think on my bench, because I was talking to Will and we were talking like maybe we go up 10, but then I was like, no, like, what am I let's just secure 250. Let's secure the attempt. Let's clean it up, get 3 whites. And then after that, you know, if we're going to jump to anything, that's where we go to. So.
All right, and then just walk us through, you know, what happened on that final deadlift.
Oh, yeah. I just started feeling alive. Like, the entire, like, during squats and bench, like, it just felt like I was, you know, kind of working on my heels, working uphill. But once deadlifts started rolling around, like, my grip felt good. It just, like, I think, like, Sank and Timur, I think they might have had a card to potentially attempt the record. And we were just kind of talking in the back. Like, deadlift was, like, the only lift where we were kind of, like, going back and forth, trying to see, like, what's going on, you know. And I felt confident enough in my abilities to at least chip my own record. You know, we didn't want to go out there and attempt the 425. We're going to save that for when it hits the account, baby. But, I mean, that was maybe, like, the only, like, back and forth that we were going, because, like, for anyone who's ever handled me, like, I pretty much just put my headphones down, like, maybe crack some jokes, but besides that, I keep my eyes down, and I just, like, you tell me when to go, tell me when to put my slippers on, my sleeves, and, you know, I just do. But for deadlifts, you know, I felt a little animated. I felt like I was getting some wind back in me, and I'm the best super heavyweight deadlifter in the world, you know. And I just want to congratulate the guy, Timur from Georgia. You know, he got gold today, but, like, you know, like, everybody knows out there. So that's just a card that we have in our back pockets, you know. Like, if we are ever in a situation where we need to throw on 425, 430, you know, as long as the grip holds up, like it's moving. There's like, me and Joey talk about this all the time. It's like, as long as the grip can hold up, like there's pretty much any number we can load on the bar.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that you were kind of feeling yourself a little bit more going into deadlifts, that you were kind of coming alive, getting a little bit animated. Do you think that the speed of this competition, I mean, what's your thoughts on it? A lot of lifters have been talking, especially as we get up into the heavier weight classes, how the Eurovision sessions were extremely fast. Did you feel like it affected you?
To me, it just felt very similar to like my first two worlds. That's just what IPF Worlds is known for, you know, as being cut and dry. That's why you see a lot of banter going back and forth between like the USAPL lifters and the IPF lifters, because like there's no way in like it's just a completely different game. Like it's just kind of hard to put into words, but I do have a very fair comparison between my last international competition and this one. Like with Sheffield, you know, that was honestly probably like the most perfect meet I've ever experienced, you know, as far as it came to timing and flight length. Like that meet, it was just smooth. I think it maybe ran just like 45 minutes longer than Worlds today, but it made such a huge difference. Like I think myself and a bunch of the other athletes, we can agree like that extra time is such a key component to where your top end is going to be, because like we're not machines. We're people, you know, we're made of blood, meat, sweat. Like we only have so much energy we can store and output in a certain amount of time. So like I feel like there's that athlete part of me where you don't really think about these things. You just accept the circumstances and you do your best to exceed in them. But on the other side, you know, it's like, I mean, if we could get some more time, I wouldn't be complaining.
What's going on, guys? Question from me, Joey here. If you know, to the young powerlifter watching you right now, if you could leave them with one word of advice, you know, just starting out in the sport, or maybe they've been doing it for a while and they're just kind of, you know, having the tendencies of a newer lifter, right? Kind of like going out for that third squat or going up after you miss a bench. What would you? It doesn't even have to be about lifting, honestly. What would you want a young lifter watching you to take away from this meet that they could keep with them to help them be a better person or lifter?
I would say keep your composure, because I think that's something that you can apply in every single facet of life, you know, and I think that's where a lot of people slip up and make mistakes and just open room for error. Is just because things get a little hot, things don't go your way, like just stick to the game plan, trust in the people around you, trust in your instincts, you know, if you have good instincts. So I feel like, you know, can keep that short and sweet.
That's a great answer. And then Jesus, normally we always ask the game day coach to brag about their lifter, but do you want to brag about your game day coach?
I 100% do. I'll try to keep my best to keep my composure. I don't know. It's been a really, really long ride. Me and Saria, like, we're coming up on year 3 in November. So I just feel like our relationship has been a lot. You know, we've been through so many ups and downs, and we've just always managed to stay close to each other through the good moments and the bad. And I just know that I definitely have a good one.
That's for damn sure. And Saria, you want to say anything?
I'll say that I agree with Jesus. It's been a crazy ride coming here, just from our first Worlds to our third one together. We've both grown so much, especially myself, I would say. Being his partner, it's taken a lot for me to get to where I am today, to be there for him. So.
And is there anything in particular that you're the most proud of about his performance today?
I'm just proud of him for, you know, coming here and doing what he loves, just showing up every day and maintaining his character with growing as a lifter, as a power lifter, and inspiration to many people. Just him keeping true to who he is what I'm proud of.
That's awesome. Way to go. Well, you make a beautiful team, and we're so happy for you, Jesus. We're extremely proud of you. Like Saria said, you've inspired so many, and you're doing it not just for yourself and your family, but for your country and for your heritage. And we just couldn't thank you enough, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Bo.
Yep.